What is going on YouTube? Kronos here, and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So today's video we're going to be going over the new weapons and units that are popping off from the Gigantix that are now spawning after last night's update. Really quick before we jump into that, guys, first off, my name is Chrono. I do content over here on YouTube daily. Would much appreciate a subscribe if you're new to the channel as we claw our way up to that 10k mark. But enough shilling, let's jump into this. So in true SEGA fashion, now this is only meant for satirical purposes. I have nothing against SEGA. I'm probably not even on the radar, not even a blip. But as always, when I release content, something new pops up immediately. So, I mean, basically it just means I need to be better about releasing content in a more timely manner. Besides the point though, we got new weapons, we got new units. So let's talk about them because they're insanely strong. Like, they're crazy powerful. And yeah. That's all I'm going to say for now, but let's pull this over and you guys can take a look. So as always, we are on the Visiphone wiki. We can go ahead and do one of these numbers, make it nice and big for us. So we're going to take a look at weapons. Now, one thing to note, there is not a weapon series. I'm sorry, there's not a weapon for all of this series itself, but we have a new series called the Straga series. We'll take a look at swords to start with, but the Straga weapons are... they're something. They are definitely something. I do believe they have the highest base stat, just basing off, I'm sorry, the highest base stat at max, just basing off their base stat at base. We can see that we've got a berserk unit here is the potential. Sorry about that. But, and what that does is a crazy amount of potency, 27% potency with a -8% damage resistance. Meaning that, I mean, across the board, it's 7%, I'm sorry, 10% damage resistance until you get to level 4 potential, then it's -8%, but it's basically a glass cannon weapon. And to be honest, this is a pretty common theme that we're going to see right now when it comes to these new weapons, but they're all the same potential. And in case anyone's wondering, so far, the weapons we know that exist are sword, double saber, launcher, twin machine guns, rod, wand. So it seems like one weapon in every single class's category is available, probably on purpose. But yeah, so partisan mains, wired lance mains, twin daggers, knuckles, assault rifles, talus guys, all of you guys still have the same weapons, but the Straga weapons seem to be available for only those specific categories. So I know I'm going to be going after a Straga double saber, but yeah, it seems to be the glass cannon weapon. I mean, there's pretty much no doubt, like, these are going to be the strongest weapons available right now. They require level 15. How long they're going to be strongest? Who knows? I didn't even really think they were going to be releasing weapons and units with Gigantix release. I just assumed it would be augments, but I was wrong. Which happens, right? My tinfoil hat theory wasn't the same. I mean, they also did release augments, to be fair, but they released more than just augments. So anyway. We do have one other thing to talk about. Now, like I said, I wanted to do a kind of a redux video because my units video literally came out this morning. And had I caught it in time, I probably would have held it off, but I released. I figured, you know what? It's already out there. All that information still applies because technically you may not even want to go with this unit. Depending upon what you're using right now, it might be a death sentence, but let's talk about them. So if we pop over to units, we have the Geant armor. The Geant armor is kind of insane. Again, we can tell that it's going to have the most base defense, or it's going to have the most defense at max more than likely, since it has the most base defense. However, that is a big however. The stats it provides are kind of crazy across the board. You're going to be getting -20 HP, which really isn't that big of a deal, plus 10 PP, which is dope, plus 2% to all stats, which is the first of its kind that's giving all stat, and it's plus 2%, which is awesome, but minus 50% all resistance. Every single type of resistance, that's physical resist, that's all the different types of elemental resist, minus 50%. Now, I don't know the exact damage numbers, but I can tell you that compared to every other armor set that's currently available right now, you are definitely going to get hit harder if you are using this armor. It is more or less the closest thing we have to a glass cannon setup. This mixed with the new weapon is spooky. Now, I know myself, I play fighter as a main. Overload's already going to get me killed to the point where I honestly didn't even get any of the new armors yet. I considered picking up the SEGA armor. I actually upgraded 3 of them, but I ended up selling all of them. I'm like, you know what? More than likely, it's not going to save me if I have overload up, so why even bother with it? This probably is going to be the first armor I go in on, just because it's got a crazy amount of PP, got extra damage as well. And I really don't care about the defensive loss, even though I look at that and I think, man, if I get sneezed on by an enemy, it is over. If I play any other class, my life is over. But I mean, at the moment, I'm still using my claws units, so like, realistically speaking, this is probably going to be the closest to those as far as damage and PP. I do believe if you properly augment these, they can push past claws units. I thought that was the case for SEGA, but it seems like they're not going to be able to. But the Geant armor probably has the best chance of being able to do it. So it's awesome, but I would be careful. It is definitely going to be dangerous. Now, comparatively to these units, compared to our claws units that we've been using, you're probably not going to see a huge difference as far as defensive options, because the claws units are definitely weaker defensively than any of these 4-star units are going to be. So if you're jumping from those to these, you're probably not going to notice too much of an issue overall. But if you're thinking about switching over, say you only played NGS, if you're switching over from these to the Geant armor, you're going to see a noticeable dip in defenses. Minus defenses can be scary in PSO2, so just be aware. I'd be careful. I mean, 50%, 50% all resist down does seem pretty rough. I don't know how crazy powerful that is, or how much that's going to hurt us, since I don't know the exact damage calculations, but I've been told that that you get slapped pretty hard with these units. So I'm looking forward to it. I think I'll have a good time. And honestly, with some playing fighter with overload, I'm not really too concerned about defensive options in the first place. Anyway, guys, hopefully that covers all of the new stuff here for you guys today. Like I said, these just drop off of Gigantix. There's a chance to get them. They're selling pretty well in the market. If you're someone's having a difficult time finding these and putting the exact name of the items not working for you, what I've just been doing is I honestly just set my rating to 4-star, set my minimum to about 100,000 as far as price goes, and then I'm just quick scanning through everything that's on the market. Even if I don't personally see it, my game sees it, meaning that it registers it in the cache, so I'm able to search for it later anyway. And I've just been doing that. It took me about 30 minutes or so, honestly, just taking some time and just setting bases and having it go through everything as quickly as I possibly could. So it worked for me. It might work for you. I was able to find a lot of stuff that way, but anyway. At this point, we're rambling. But as always, guys, like on the video is appreciated. Absolves you of half your ad block. Guilt the other half is absolved by subscribing. Both are completely free and they do help me out a ton. If you want to keep up with the content as it goes live, make sure to click on the bell icon to be notified of videos when they go up, as well as community posts, or join us over on Discord or follow me over on Twitter for notifications via those 2 avenues. Thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to comment if you're part of the end gang. If I missed anything, feel free to toss those in the comments below as well. And I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace out.